On December 1st, I found myself facing the harsh reality of stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It was an ordinary day when the diagnosis hit me with the force of a freight train. Yet a strange calmness settled over me. In the sterile environment of the doctor's office, surrounded by the hum of medical equipment and the solemn expression of my doctor, I accepted the unexpected turn in my life. My mind raced through a lifetime of experiences, and though this would be my last holiday season, I found an odd peace in knowing my loved ones would be cared for after I was gone. It was in this reflective moment that I decided to keep the diagnosis private until I had concrete details. I wanted to shield my wife, Emma, from the premature worry and heartbreak that would follow. This was not news to be shared over the phone or through a text message. It required the intimacy and seriousness of a face-to-face discussion. I left the doctor's office with a resolve to leave work early and prepare for one of the most difficult conversations of my life. Receiving the diagnosis on December 1st was a moment of intense shock and clarity. As the doctor spoke, time seemed to slow. Words like stage 4 and terminal echoed in my mind, each one carrying an almost unbearable weight. Despite the shock, a surprising calmness washed over me. My thoughts immediately turned to my family, particularly Emma, and how I would break this devastating news to her. It felt right to keep it to myself until I had all the facts. I didn't want to cause her unnecessary distress without a clear understanding of what lay ahead. The ride home was a blur, my mind replaying the doctor's words as I tried to grasp the reality of my situation. I felt a strange mix of sadness and acceptance, knowing that I had lived a fulfilling life and that my loved ones would be taken care of. This unexpected peace gave me the strength to face the next steps. I resolved to leave work early that day, understanding that this conversation with Emma needed to be face-to-face, filled with respect and intimacy. As I watched the footage on my computer screen, the reality of the betrayal hit me with full force. There was no denying what I was seeing. Emma and my business partner, together in a way that shattered my heart. They were drinking wine, laughing, and eventually heading upstairs. The microphone picked up their voices even after they left the camera's view, providing irrefutable evidence of their affair. The shock was almost paralyzing, but I knew I had to stay composed. With my diagnosis, I didn't have the luxury of time to wallow in self-pity or rage. The betrayal was deep and painful, but confronting Emma or seeking a messy divorce wasn't an option I wanted to consider. Instead, I focused on the immediate and practical steps I needed to take. I contacted my lawyer to update my will and review our prenuptial agreement. The affair had been ongoing for some time, and this discovery only reinforced my decision to protect my children's and grandchildren's futures. I had always prided myself on being a loving and attentive husband, and realizing that my partner and wife had betrayed that trust was a harsh pill to swallow. However, with my limited time, I chose to channel my energy into ensuring my loved ones were taken care of. In light of discovering the betrayal, I made a conscious decision to avoid confrontation and drama. With my diagnosis, I didn't have the energy or time for a messy divorce or heated arguments. Instead, I chose to focus on what truly mattered: my children and grandchildren. They were my priority now, and I was determined to spend my remaining days creating meaningful and joyful memories with them. I contacted my lawyer to discuss updating my will and prenuptial agreement. We reviewed the details, ensuring that my assets would be distributed according to my wishes. The betrayal had been a wake-up call, underscoring the need to protect my loved ones' futures. As painful as it was, I knew that any love and devotion I had for Emma had dissipated that afternoon. My lawyer and I also delved into the extent and duration of the affair, uncovering disturbing details that only reinforced my decision to focus on my family. I didn't need the additional stress of confrontation. My goal was to leave this world with dignity and peace, ensuring my legacy was one of love and care for my family. With the decision made to prioritize my family, I took immediate steps to update my legal arrangements. I contacted my lawyer, detailing the situation, and my recent discovery of Emma's affair. We reviewed my will, ensuring that my assets and estate would be distributed according to my wishes. I wanted to make sure that my children and grandchildren were well cared for after my passing. We also revisited the prenuptial agreement, ensuring Emma would receive only what was stipulated, with no additional benefits. The betrayal served as a stark reminder of my affairs in order. My lawyer and I investigated the extent and duration of the affair, uncovering unsettling details that only reinforced my decision to protect my family's future. These legal preparations were necessary, but also served as a cathartic process for me. By taking control of my estate and ensuring my loved ones were provided for, I found a sense of peace and purpose. This was my way of leaving a lasting legacy of care and responsibility. Despite the personal turmoil I was experiencing, with my legal preparations in place, I turned my attention to what truly mattered: my family. I dedicated my remaining days to creating memorable moments with my children and grandchildren. I wanted to give them one last holiday season, filled with joy and love, a time they could cherish after I was gone. We spent time together, shared stories, laughter, and created new memories. I set up trusts and updated my insurance policies to ensure they would be financially secure. These steps were my way of demonstrating my love and care, even in my absence. The thought of leaving them behind was painful, but knowing they would be cared for provided some comfort. I also wrote letters to each of them, to be delivered after my passing. In these letters, I expressed my love, gratitude, and final wishes. I wanted them to know how much they meant to me and how proud I was of each one of them. For Emma, the letter was more straightforward. I informed her of the updates to the prenuptial agreement and the will, ensuring she would receive only what was stipulated, with no additional benefits. My final wishes reflected my desire to leave this world with dignity and purpose, focusing on the relationships that mattered most and finding peace amidst the greatest challenge of my life. As I embraced my final days, I reflected on the choices I had made and the path I had chosen. With the betrayal behind me and my legal affairs in order, I focused on living each day with dignity and purpose. I spent time with my family, cherishing every moment we had together. We shared meals, told stories, and created new memories, all while knowing these were our last days together. I found solace in the simple joys of life. Whether it was watching a sunset, listening to my favorite music, or enjoying a quiet moment with a loved one. These final days were not about dwelling on the past or the pain of betrayal. They were about embracing the present and making the most of the time I had left. I valued my relationships more deeply than ever, recognizing the importance of love, honesty, and connection. This period of my life became a journey of finding peace and purpose. Even in the face of life's greatest challenges, it was a time of introspection and acceptance, a chance to leave a legacy of love and care for my family. As I share my story, I hope it serves as a source of inspiration for others. Life is unpredictable, and we often face challenges that test our strength and resolve. My journey has taught me the importance of cherishing every moment, valuing our relationships, and being honest with ourselves and our loved ones. In the face of my diagnosis and the betrayal I uncovered, I chose to focus on what truly mattered: my family and the legacy I would leave behind. I hope my story encourages you to take stock of your own life, to appreciate the time you have with your loved ones, and to approach life's challenges with courage and grace. It's never easy to face adversity, but by prioritizing love and connection, we can find peace and purpose, even in the most difficult times. Remember to be honest with yourself and those around you, to express your love and gratitude, and to live each day to its fullest. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope my story inspires you to cherish your own. As we come to the end of this journey, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. Sharing these personal experiences has been both challenging and cathartic, and I hope it has resonated with you. Life is a precious gift, and I encourage you to make the most of it, to love deeply, and to live authentically. If my story has touched or inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me and helps spread messages of hope, resilience, and love. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to sharing more stories and insights with you in the future. Take care and cherish the time you have with your loved ones. Thank you for being a part of Narrative Stories. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. We are committed to bringing you the best in storytelling. What kinds of stories would you like to see next? Share your thoughts in the comments below.